All right, y'all, so check this out. Come up to my man, Jeff. We're working on this JK back here. We got some stuff we're gonna do to it. It's a little cold out here, I'm sniffling, but hey, you know what? Doesn't matter, we're gonna do it anyway. Oh, well, look at this. He just walked out. I was trying to sneak up on him, but he just came out. Jeff! That's him.
What's up, people?
You notice I don't have coffee in my hand. It's somewhere. Anyway, we're gonna put some stuff on the JK, quite a few things, a couple parts. I'm gonna let him show us what we're putting on. What we got going on, man?
All right, so we got a great deal on tires. So we upgraded from the factory, little, what are they, 31s or something on the Rubicon to a set of 35s.
Yeah.
But I'm rocking 35s on factory wheels. So that presents its own complications that, you know, everybody's like, will they fit? Will they fit? They're like, yeah, they'll fit. They're not pretty, but they'll fit.
Right.
So we do have to run wheel spacers. So we've got 1.5 inch wheel spacers that we are gonna put on. Now then, that's so that I get full turning ability. Because I've been rolling about 2,000 miles on these already.
Okay.
They are heavy. So the new wheels, or the new tires, are much heavier than the factory. So you got a lot more rolling rotational mass that you have to deal with, which isn't a big deal taking off, but it is on stopping. People don't even think about that. So we upgraded, where we are upgrading to Power Stop Extreme slotted and cross-drilled rotors, which is also good because I need to adjust my emergency brakes because it sucks right now. And so we got front and rear on that, and extreme brake pads. So God willing, it should stop better and just be, you know, all that much more safer. So 4 spacers, 4 rotors, 4 sets of pads. We're gonna make it happen. And on a side note, you can use another spacer, but you gotta buy 2 because nobody sells them in singles. And you can put the spare tire on the factory JK tire holder. You just gotta put a spacer there. So you don't have to go buck wild on all that other stuff. Just a little FYI. If anybody needs just one, I magically have one now just for sale. That's it.
And one thing I do want to point out is that on the wheel spacers, if you all notice, hubcentric. You see the ring right there in the middle, hubcentric. And that's one thing you want to make sure when you're buying wheel spacers that they are hubcentric because it keeps your wheel from wobbling. Don't wobble. It's a G. I mean, you already got death wobble anyway. Oh, maybe.
No, not yet. I mean, let's be honest, yet.
Yeah, yet. So we're gonna get to work. We're gonna get some stuff done. We'll check back with y'all in a few. See what we got going on. See what we're doing. See y'all in a bit.
I appreciate your optimism on the future. There we go. All right.
Too easy. Take that spring, poke it out, take your screwdriver, spin the car, goes one way on one side, the other way on the other side. That's it.
Knowledge. The more you know.
Sound like a TV commercial.
Ta-da!
Remember our Schoolhouse Rock when you were a kid?
Hell yeah! All right, let's try this one more time. From doing Volkswagens, because they all had drum brakes, and the the setup of this was very similar to the legitimate, not just the e-brake, but the actual drum brakes on a Volkswagen, okay? So the way you would set those up, a simple way, is you would start turning it until you felt some drag and then back it off a notch, okay? And the good thing about that is you could do it with the wheels on, but you had to do it like every 3,000 miles, and I was like, screw that, and I got disc brakes. So with drum brakes, people, you know, die like men.
Right.
Disc brakes are for cowards, and I'm like, yeah, that's me. All right,
I
so
don't know nothing about Volkswagens now.
nah, you good. We're gonna keep going. Yeah, man. Hey, it's only right when it's right. That's some Yogi Berra.
Yeah, I know,
shit.
right? What do you think about that, boo boo?
You know, we'll do two at a time.
Should sit. We should hunt right there. All right, so we got the stock ones,
Stock,
and there's the extreme.
and it's the same size.
Same size,
But
nothing
the
different.
pad composition is what's going to be the difference.
Yeah, most of that metal, and these are all that carbon fiber. So
Yeah, it's supposed to be low dust, but you know, we'll see.
got that slot in there, get
Yeah.
a little bit of breathing room.
Blow some shit out because of the slots
Yeah.
and the cross drill. So we'll see what happens.
Let's
I mean,
see.
if nothing else, it'll be better.
Yeah,
I'll feel better.
can't have, well, yeah.
I'll be
Peace of
like-
mind, that's all that matters. Peace of mind, right?
Look at my sexy brakes. That's all
That's
that matters.
see that way when you start telling people what you got on your Jeep, you can say, well, I got the extreme
Yeah.
brake pads,
Yeah.
the cross drill. That's all that matters when you're telling people about your
That's it.
Jeep, is that you can quote the parts.
And I feel better about myself.
All right, we got these wheel spacers on, we got the brake pads, rotors on,
Just
just
the
tighten
back.
things up there.
Just the back.
Just the back,
Don't go crazy.
exactly, just the back. But as you can already see, before, I didn't get a good video before, but before the tires were up in these fender flares a little bit, but now you can see, brings it out, about a tad out, maybe an inch, gives it a little more wider stance to it. But the important thing is, it gets the tire off of off that upper control arm, not the lower, but the upper control arm, and it's probably gonna have, not probably, say that lightly, but he'll have better stopping power because he put those carbon fiber brake pads and cross drill rotors back there. And we adjusted the e-brake.
So it'll actually work.
Yes.
Miracle.
So he'll quit rolling down his driveway and chasing tools.
That's the worst.
So now,
All right.
after he gets those tight, we're gonna get started on the front. We'll take back with y'all in a minute. Figured I'd get a little bit smooth on y'all and get a look at the stance of it before we do the front end. All right, let's get to it. All right, so we got the front suspension all torn apart. There's one of the new rotors on the driver's side, and passenger side got the caliper hanging up there, waiting for us to put this rotor in these new extreme carbon fiber brake pads in. And for those of y'all who don't know, who never had the brakes off, here's the difference right here and what they look like. Of course, here's the aftermarket ones. There's your slide, cross drilled. Here's your stock ones. Look pretty, clean them up. And that's the difference. Gives you that extra braking power, lets the rotors breathe so they don't get warped up. They last a lot longer than the stock ones, and just a whole lot better overall. So we're gonna get these things mounted up on the front end, stick these spacers on, and we're gonna see what this thing looks like. Let's get at it. We are on the front driver's side.
Ta-da.
Got that brand new rotor on there,
Ooh, got carried away with some Loctite.
putting that blue on there
So that it comes back off at some point.
at some point. Never know.
Impact, please, sir.
Might want to upgrade to the,
Might have to change bearings one day.
well, yeah.
You know, simple stuff like that.
Oh yeah, that's one of those simple tasks.
I mean, it could be.
Didn't know who's doing it,
This is true. You know, just slow and steady. Not
Hey.
trying to go crazy yet.
right? I got him.
Gracias, sir. So anyway.
See, that's what the helper does, y'all. He holds onto the lug nuts. That way, when he's looking for them,
Yeah, I just look around like an idiot.
Right.
I'll tell you what the helper really does, moral support. That's what the helper is there for.
That's our job. That's our job.
You know? And we're
That's
not
what I'm
working
here
at
for.
night, so he doesn't have to hold a light or anything for me to yell at him.
See, it could be worse. Could be worse.
It could be like a dad thing, you know? I never did a lot of mechanical stuff with my dad, which is not a big deal. But what was funny is, whenever my dad did any work, he always had bolts left over. I was like, Dad,
Yeah, where'd that come from?
what is that? He's like, you don't need it. It'll be all right. I'm like, oh, okay.
And it's always after a serious job, like the engine.
Yeah, you know, I bet Ford would beg to differ, but all right, hey, if you feel that way. So, I mean.
Like, I know we had like 8 other matching boats that look exactly like that one.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty much sure that one goes somewhere, but yeah.
It may have been holding something on, but you know, whatever.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, you know.
The crazy thing is that vehicle would ride for 50,000 miles. You'd never have a problem.
No, never.
Like
That
this
is.
guy. I'm starting to not trust you, Dad. You were up there before now, but I'm starting to not trust you so much.
So, but anyway, we'll get a start on this and we'll run it in with the impact and then we'll get all serious with the torque wrench and run it into specs.
That way we can.
People are like, oh, impact will get you there. We're like, negative.
Negative.
It'll be there good enough until it's not.
Yeah.
That's like anything. Oh, can you take this off-road? I mean, shit, you can take anything off-road one good time.
Right?
So anyway. All right, cool.
So, we'll come back to you guys in a little bit. Get a little more stuff done. All right. There it is, everybody. That finished product. As you can see from the front angle, pushes that wheel out, gives it that more stout, aggressive look. It looks better. It looks great. You can see the cross drill rotors through the wheels. Probably you can see them a little bit better now because we got the spacers on there. I mean, you could see them before because there's a lot of space in between the wheels, but you can see them a lot better now because of the spacers. So, nice looking Jeep. No, I'm sorry. Good looking Jeep. Big improvement to the rotors. That's what we got going on, y'all. Man, that thing looks awesome. This is my man Jeff. That's his Rubicon back there, Greta.
Not amused.
And you know, I did this video, but really, to be honest, I appreciate him for coming over here. I mean, he's a good friend of mine, but I appreciate him coming over here, let me hang out with him, let me work on his Jeep, because it's not an easy thing to let somebody else work on your rig. You gotta trust him pretty good, and I appreciate him trusting me to come over here and let me help him on his rig.
All day, bro.
All right, man.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate it. Once again, yo, we changing lives out here. See y'all later.
All day.